What up, YouTube? It's Matty B. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you all for tuning in. Racing just finished up here at Budds Creek. Degan's podium celebration's going down as we speak. But I want to show you guys what this stuff looks like at the end of a day of racing and do a little post-race race review. And yeah, the boys are already getting the equipment out, so we gotta hustle. Let's get it. Celebration going down heavy in the background. Look at this hill. My gosh. Pick a line and pray, and even that's probably not good enough. They're even going outside the white markers, but it's all kind of in the contract here. Then you loop back where turn one shoots out past the mechanics area. That's one of the smoother spots on the track, but we'll find some gnarlier ones. The dozer's right behind me. I might even be in danger, but I had to show you guys the downside of Henry Hill before he got to it. He's already pushing, but it's just ruts everywhere. Corduroy Pants National. We got hooks. I mean, it's like knee high, blown out knee high. Or you can go to the outside and blow out a berm rather than a knee, or both. This thing's a double apex national. Freaking bottom out right there. G out right here. G out again on the way back up. And as the crowd has the podium packed for the Deegs, he's got it wrapped up. He's the champ. It's all over with. We all knew it was coming. And we'll head up these hills for one last time. I'm over 30,000 steps deep right now. I don't even know how many miles, but we'll check after this is over. But Deegs is the champ. Absolutely dominant day. That kind of looked a little more like early season Deegs. I mean, he just showed us a masterclass on how to dissect Budds Creek. Dude was hopping around like jet, hop, skipping, and jumping the bumps. Wasn't pounding a whole lot. At least not quite as much as usual, but I actually just came to find out Deegs lost the first moto win. He, Sushi, and several others were penalized. So Cole Davies goes from no points to a win in Moto 1. How about that? Then we got the Blue Groove National. Scoop tires are great through here. Just a few more ruts for good measure. And then yeah, just imagine launching from the top of this down into that every lap. I got two words for you guys. No thanks. But yeah, hell of a ride from Degan today. I'm about to trip going down this hill, but that was a ride that proved he's ready for the 450 class. He showed a little bit more finesse and got creative, as you're seeing right here. But yeah, nobody had a damn thing for him. Take a Denny Stevenson stab on into that rut, drop the front down in, whoop-pow! And then we got this step up out of turn one, land in the chop, more ruts, nothing to see here. Yeah, this looks really fun. And then these turning rollers through this sweeper, never stop turning, never stop jumping, almost as much of a pain in the ass, maybe as equal of a pain in the ass as the turning rollers at High Point, the two most technical sections in pro motocross, and really this whole track. You know, varying surfaces, few soft spots, few hard spots, all the off-campers, the hills. I mean, this is a technical national. And yeah, having said that, I kind of thought this track would lend itself to Wasabi Joe. The dude's got surgeon-like precision, always puts the bike right where he wants it, super smooth. And I thought that would maybe give him the edge over Degan just hammering his way around the course. But yeah, Wasabi didn't have much for him. Kind of looked a little bit more like the early season hierarchy. Degan out front by himself, Joe in second by himself, and then the rest. I mean, on the scoop tire, this is sketchier than kindergarten artwork right here. Hard base, edgy, a rock quarry. We've got it all out here. But you know who tamed it pretty well, was third overall in the 250 class, was Levi Kitchen. I believe a fourth in Moto 1, a solid third in Moto 2. After the 2 red flag restarts, I almost forgot. I was in the next county on the other side of the track, and they red flagged Moto 2. And yeah, they worked us, but a solid podium for the chef. Looked good, he was flowing. A lot of leg dabs, a lot of ACL damage, but he'll get the MRI on Monday. He's popping champagne today. Got the finish line. Fun little floater table. But you know what ain't fun? What lies after it. More ruts, more chop. The bike just stays unsettled. It's in the damn contract. And talking about a guy that did not settle, 4th overall, Garrett Marchbanks, had to have made 100 passes, at least in each moto, despite only having a 40-man field. But I swear he passed at least that many guys, went forward all day. Every time I saw him, he was ahead of where he was the lap before and grinded it out to a 4th overall. I think he was maybe third, somewhere in that area in points. I don't have it all in front of me, so my apologies, guys. But yeah, I think he may have even squeaked out the permanent career number, and rumor has it he'll be picking number 39 in honor of Aiden Zing. And I like Garrett, he's my boy and all, but I've been rooting for him a little extra so he could get that number in honor of Aiden. That's pretty damn cool. I mean, I can't find a good line. Nah, 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 maybe, but probably nah. Drop down into this, more chop. This is Jetson pre-jump haven right here. But really, Degan was the one doing all the jet jumps today. He was hopping around like a damn bunny rabbit. Super steep, not even a real camera could do it justice. And then it pretty much all funnels into this inside with a couple of little, in case of emergency, options around the outside. We're struggling to think straight, guys. It's been a long day. It was kind of a cooler Budds Creek, I think only about 80 degrees, but the humidity sits in this bowl and we're cooked. So brutal. Pro motocross is way gnarlier than you guys even know, I promise. And then rounding out the top 5, we had a resurgence and signs of life from Nate Thrasher. I've always said the dude could either win or get 19th, or I could almost trip again. Well, today was a solid day. Good start in Moto 2, we went forward all day in Moto 1. Managed to fight off this lack of traction up these hills, down to the rock base. But a hell of a day for Thrasher, and a great day for Masterpool. Went forward both motos, charged the whole time, and a solid way to end his tenure at Pro Circuit. Boys are scraping her up for amateurs tomorrow without choice. Little pop double. You'll never guess what you land in. Some more chatter bumps, and then into this off camber. This thing is definitely steeper than I can show on here, because when I'm looking at my screen, it kind of looks flat, but she's brutal. Very one line this year, so the one line they used just got torched. Call this track a redneck's wife because it is beat. And then come out of here, straight rock base, and it's even more off camber on the way out than it was in the middle and on the way in. Such a tricky surface, very technical. Coming out of here, it's an inside single, outside option, no single, but I don't think anybody's been there since like Thursday, because everything funnels into this inside. You can either stay tight and get delivered a massive hook, or you can just flow through the middle. I'm sure there's something not as nice on the other side of this triple. And then check this out. I'll show you guys in real time how blind this thing is. Still can't even see the bottom. This thing used to be a triple. Now it's just a little double. And that might be for the best, because the triple was such a gnarly big kahuna send. Land all the way at the bottom. And then as we head into more ruts and more chop, a few more thoughts on the 250 class. I believe Cole Davies ended up 7th overall, a 1 and a 17. And like I said, I didn't even know he won until about 10 minutes ago. Spent the whole day thinking the Deegs went 1-1, but pretty cool to see some signs of life out of Davies. Unadilla was no bueno, no points, no choice, but today was sick. Seeing him and Degan out front kind of reminded me of some 250 Supercross West action. And he showed he's got it in the tank. Moto 2 wasn't great, but if you can do it once, you can do it again. And Cole's a lead, and Cole's a dog. He's got it. And then last couple of thoughts. I think we lost both of the KTM riders today. 2 Jews Beaumaire was the cause of the Moto 2 red flag. And also a get well soon to the cause of the Moto 1 red flag. I believe it was Canadian Cole Pranger. We did it on lap 1, had to re-rack. We even had the John Starling Memorial restart procedure in Moto 2, but we lost 2 Jews, and then, yeah, I never saw Vial in Moto 2 either, so that might have been the edge that Marchbanks needed for that permanent number, so we'll take it. Crowd's still going bonkers. We got this floater tabletop right in front of the fans. I would say showtime, but you got our Dragons back on the landing. The only show I myself will be putting on is how to head to the ER immediately, but then you got this little double in right here. Most of the top of the 250 guys, top 3 at least, were doubling in, and it's ripping that rut. You already know Jet and Hunter, the Kangaroos, were doing it. So next level. A little transfer double in over the inside hump, land, and just bash the hook without any choice. And then straight rock hard national on the way out. You go from fluff to note to base, and then more base up the face of this little step up. They've already touched it up, but it was rock hard. And then as we're headed up into this tight hill section that the boys are almost about to get to, but haven't quite yet, pretty stoked. I think they only got 2 dozers out here. Unadilla had like 4 or 5. I was pissing in the wind trying to show you guys how gnarly the track was. But speaking of that little turning double thing over there and the kangaroos, what do you know? The Lawrences went 1-2 again, to nobody's surprise. But what I did think was a surprise, at least to me, was Hunter put the damn smackdown on Jet in Moto 2. I mean, whether Jet needed him for the overall or not, I don't know if he could have reeled him in and got him. But Hunter put on a hell of a display, a perfect ride in Moto 2. But despite the Moto win, wasn't enough for an overall. Luckily he won Ironman, he got himself in the record books. But a 1-2 for Jet. And man, this track was a Jet Lawrence playground. So many places to hop and jump around. But Hunter was matching him on the creativity, had the speed on him in Moto 2. And who knows, maybe we'll see a little bit more of this dynamic of the Lawrence brothers actually battling here in the future. Decent. I mean, we even got half of a tree sticking out of it. I guess there's a couple lines out there, but I think that's the path less traveled. Definite ACL damage in the contract in this one. Up to the top, tight U-turn down. And I'm out walking down there. I've been down there like 8 times today. My heart rate's like 160, but you guys can see there's bumps and there's ruts. It's kind of nothing new, actually. And then U-turn at the bottom. This thing is so steep. On a scoot tire on my 2-stroke, I was having to go down to first gear at the bottom of that thing to get her to pull on the way up. Got ruts up this little step up. This step up's like 4 feet long and it's almost impossible. And this is wild. It even looks like we had people going up on wall rides. Creativity is definitely not out of the question through here. And then after the little step up of doom, another very one-lined 180. And really, this whole section up top, a lot of follow the leader action. There might be a couple different ruts, but not really anything you can use for a pass or anything like that. I actually heard some complaints after press day yesterday because they actually ran the hill U-turns and some people were talking about how one-lined it was going to be, but I think it's been on this layout since about 1942, so I guess unfortunately for everybody else, it's in the contract. And then this is, I think, the most absolutely mental, worst, teeth-chattering, arm-pump-inducing, nightmare-inducing section of the track I have seen thus far. Straight down the hill on the hard base, and then straight into a bunch of ruts, and I mean a bunch of them. I mean, pick your poison. No matter what, you're kind of screwed. They start a little early out here, but then the bumps start early in there. And I watched everybody go about every different line, and there wasn't one smooth one. But then continuing on with the 450 class, 3rd overall for Justin Cooper, and an awesome Moto 1, and really a great Moto 2 as well. I think he might have lost a little bit of steam late, like I am right now on this track walk. I'm huffing and puffing at the National, but an awesome ride in Moto 1 to hang on for 2nd. Had Hunter breathing down his neck late, but hanging on for that spot was key in the overall because you let RJ get him late in Moto 2, but RJ, I believe, went 4-3 for a 4th, and J. Coop had a 2-4 for a 3rd, so yeah, that's the way she goes. I mean, I didn't even ride today, and I think I'm going to have nightmares tonight just looking at it. You can see some people were trying to cross in. A lot of it funneled into this inside line right here where, you guessed it, super deep, down to China, and a bunch of hooks. Then you got the outside. Maybe some 250 guys were having to use the outside if they were lacking HPs to yank the gulp, but most of the action I saw today came out of that tight inside line, hit the hook, and just lean on the back of that thing and huck. But yeah, no, he's been awesome. Inside, drop down, gnarly. Outside, also drop down, and also gnarly. And then speaking of gnarly, dude, Rick James is a savage. RJ Hampshire, easy rookie of the year in the 450 class. I mean, what a surprise all summer. Total standout. I mean, I was expecting Rick to get a little looser on a 450. I'm not trying to be that guy or anything like I was on Twitter that time, but dude has pleasantly surprised the hell out of me. He has calmed it down, smoothed it out. He's actually got a bit of consistency to him, and I'm not sure what he was in points, but had to have been pretty good. He was in the mix all summer. Great job, Rick. And then you got some more judo chop on the way out of here into the gulp. And I mean, we got straight Dunlop 34s as our soil heading into the biggest jump on the track with a little bit of a kicker for good measure. That just gets you more height. That thing's a positive. Land the gulp if you make it, or a 2-1 combo. And then into where I think El Hombre had this nasty jump over the tunnel, over the inside roller a couple years ago. And I could be wrong. But I think Deegs was doing it today too. Saw it from over there. I couldn't quite see the landing. I mean, imagine launching off this steep son of a gun and landing down there in time to make that corner. Like, are you kidding me? These guys are insane at this stuff. And then you know who else is insane? Insane in the membrane, P5 overall. And I think the first top 5 of the season for Justin Barsha. Full-blown rev banging all day long. I could hear him coming from the motorhome before I even woke up this morning. But solid way to finish the season. We all know he's just waiting to ride on over and valve float the Ducati, which I think will be good for him. Those things are supposed to work well high up in the revs, and well, so does Bam Bam. Now we got another little scrub tabletop. It's got some hard, edgy sketch on the way up. Just when you think you can take a breath and just float over this thing, nah, not a chance. Massive burnout going down, hell yeah. I know somebody got a clip of that, not us. Oh man, this is one of my least favorite sections of this track. Land in the pebbly rock garden. Got some edges, of course, and then ruts everywhere, high speed. If you let off, you might as well get off the track. But yeah, this pro motocross ain't for the weak, I promise. But then wrapping up some thoughts on the 450 class. In 6th, we had Malcolm Stewart. And it's so crazy watching Stewart and Barsha ride together because they are the loudest dudes on the track. I mean, they are just rev banging, clutch banging. If it's on their bike, they're banging it. But good end of the season for Mookie. And I think he was maybe one of 2 people to actually make every round this year. So bravo to that. Got to stay in it. And then I believe 7th was Dylan Ferrandis. Been very impressed with how he's been riding after coming back from injury. It's already tough enough doing these races as it is, but when everybody else has their outdoor legs under them and their base and all that, and you just come off the couch and let it eat, I mean, yeah, I can't say anything more about him. Very impressive. And then the base of Henry Hill, a few more ruts. And then, yeah, they've turned it into a dragon back today. And then I believe all the way down in 8th overall was Eli Tomac. Not a great day for him. I was bummed. I wanted to hear him rev bang the YZ4 5th, at least to a podium spot, but not the day he was looking for. I think an issue at the beginning of Moto 2, and he was way back. And I think this is the first season maybe since about 2011 that ET's gone winless outdoors. What a bummer. And thank God this is my final time climbing these hills because I ain't got anything left in me. But up over the top of Henry Hill, and then the rest of the track's plowed. So we're gonna start making our way back to the truck so me and Superfan can get out of here and go get some damn food. But you guys know we saved the best for last. I wasn't going to go this video without addressing the DNQ 43rd place qualifying embarrassment quitter national. Yeah, I'm going all in on this one. Jorge Prado. George, I'm over it, dude. I got nothing good to say. I don't expect you to care. And if you're watching this, you're about to be pissed off. But dude, you're not trying out there. You're a quitter. I can tell. I mean, you're a 2-time world champion and you're telling me you can't make the fast 40. I mean, I've done that on my 2-stroke with stock suspension before, and I'm not that sick, like not even at all. But even Moto 1, great start from the outside. I mean, they didn't even make him run the LCQ. They gave him 41st gate pick and seated him in far outside. Almost got the whole shot in Moto 1, and then he ran a few laps like he felt like being out there, and then dude just starts looking around, standing up straight, pulling tear-offs, and just going backwards, getting passed by people that he would beat by like a minute in the GPs. I mean, there's no way he probably even knew who Gio and Koulos were in Europe, but yeah, now he is their biatch. But I was already over Prado, but I mean, who cares what I think? But after seeing it trackside, 2 races in a row, I mean, it's pathetic. It really is. And I'm not trying to act like I'm as good as Jorge. I'm nowhere near him, but I'll be damned if my effort hasn't been way better than Jorge. And if there's one thing you can control out there, it's your effort and that you can try hard. And I get it. The dude's bike, he doesn't like it, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, got to draw the line somewhere. I mean, you still got to put in effort, and he's just cruising around out there. I got nothing good left to say. Jorge, get off the Kawasaki. Go back to Europe. Do something different, dude, because we're all over this. And then as we're making our way off, one final thought. In the 450 class, the locals showed out. Cody Schock was good in Moto 1. We had Rodbo out there, of course. I believe he did an HVAC install in between Moto 1 and 2, so he was a little tired from Moto 2. But the real local star of the day was Jumpin' Jack Rogers. My boy was running 4th for I think 2 or 3 laps in Moto 1. Dude got some TV time. Dude was running with the big dogs. Hell, I didn't think Jorge was going to be able to pass him, but I think he ended up 18th in Moto 1. kind of drain the tank. It's hard whenever you run up there for the first time. Stuff starts happening fast, but awesome job to my boy Jack, Cody Groves, Thomas Welch. Like I said, the locals were out in full force, but we're gonna make our way out of here. I'm beyond cooked. We're starting to cramp. You're seeing it in real time. And yeah, we're 34,000 steps deep at the National, but hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for a whole lot more coverage, and thank you guys for watching. Catch you next time.